So, you're trying to break through that IELTS reading barrier, right? Stuck at a band 5 or 6 and want to jump to a 7 or even higher? Well, you're in exactly the right place. We're about to dive into the strategy that actually makes that happen. Does this feel familiar? The clock's ticking away, the passages are just ridiculously long and complicated, and you can feel the pressure building. So many students find the reading section completely overwhelming. And if that's you, I just want you to know you are definitely not alone. But what if I told you there's a much smarter way to handle it?
That's right. This is a huge misconception. I see so many test takers with fantastic English skills who get stuck, and it's because they're approaching the test all wrong. We're going to fix that today. We're going to shift our focus from just reading English to strategically conquering the IELTS test. All right, first up, we need to understand the trap that catches so many people. Why do so many students hit this wall at band 5 or 6 and just can't seem to break through? What is going on there?
And here it is. This is it. If you take one thing away today, let it be this. The test is not designed to see if you can read a novel at lightning speed. No, it's designed to test a very specific skill, your ability to locate specific information efficiently. Once you really get that, I'm telling you, the whole game changes.
Okay, so if we know it's a skill test, what are the biggest mistakes that are stopping people from actually showing that skill? Let's break down the 3 most common traps that are keeping those scores frustratingly low.
Let's start with mistake number 1. This is by far the most common one I see, and it is the single biggest time waster for most test takers. The fix for this is surprisingly simple. You know that old approach of trying to read and absorb every single detail? It's just impossible in the time they give you. The smart way is to become an information detective. You're hunting only for the specific clues the questions are asking for. That's it.
All right, on to the second mistake. This is the one that causes that mid-test panic where your brain just kind of freezes up. We've all been there, right? You hit a word you have never seen in your life, and poof, there goes your confidence. But here's the thing, the test is designed for this to happen. The smart way is to look at the words around the unknown word. They almost always give you enough information, enough context to figure out the general meaning and still get the question right. And now for mistake number 3. This one's a bit different because it happens before you even walk into the exam room. It's all about how you prepare.
Here's the bottom line. If you're not practicing with the timer, you're not really preparing for the test. You're just casually reading. It's the training you do under pressure that builds the mental stamina and the speed you're going to need on test day.
All right, we've laid out the mistakes. Now let's get into the solutions. We're going to hack the parts of the test that cause the most trouble, and we're starting with the one that everybody dreads, Section 3. Think of this 4-step process as your roadmap. First, just a quick skim of the text to get a general idea. Next, and this is so important, read the questions. This creates a kind of mental map of what to look for. Then you scan for your keywords. But that 4th step, that's where you really unlock the highest scores. This is a perfect example of how the test works. IELTS will almost never use the exact same word from the question in the text. They are testing your ability to understand meaning, not just match words. Recognizing synonyms like effects and consequences is the real secret to cracking Section 3. Now for multiple choice questions. The biggest mistake here is reading the options first. They're literally designed to confuse you. Instead, just read the question itself, find the answer in the text on your own terms, and then look at the options to find the one that matches. If an option mentions something that wasn't in the passage, you can eliminate it immediately. Okay, test day tactics are great, but a true Band 7 score is built over time. It really is. It's all about developing the right habits, so let's look at what the high scores do differently every single day. And that's all it takes. Seriously. This isn't about cramming for 5 hours on a Sunday. It's about a small, consistent daily commitment. Just 20 to 30 minutes of focus practice is all you need. So what do you do in that time? Well, first, get used to the style of writing by reading high-quality articles from places like the BBC or National Geographic. Second, when you get a question wrong, don't just check the right answer. Dig in and ask yourself, why did I make that mistake? And finally, once a week, you've got to do a full, timed 60-minute simulation. This really is the heart of it all. Think of it like training for a marathon, not a sprint. A little bit of smart work every day builds up that mental muscle in a way that a huge burst of last-minute cramming just can't. This is how you build a real, lasting skill.
And to wrap things up, let's talk about pure speed. Now, remember, it's about efficiency, not just raw speed. So here are a few final techniques to make you a much more efficient reader.
Try reading in chunks, groups of 3 or 4 words at a time, instead of going word by word. Trust your first read and resist that urge to constantly go back and reread. It just breaks your flow. And when you do practice with a timer, set a goal. Aiming to finish each passage in about 18 minutes gives you a really crucial buffer on test day.
You see, that's the ultimate goal of all these strategies. Through smart, consistent practice, your brain actually starts to recognize the patterns in the questions and the texts. You begin to anticipate how information is going to be presented. That is the real secret to a Band 7+ score. So there you have it. The path from a Band 5 to a Band 7 isn't about some kind of magic. It's about method. The score you want is absolutely achievable. The only question left is, are you ready to implement the right strategy to go and get it?